This is Dimitri Lascaris reporting for The Real News from Cadiz, Spain. This is part 2 of my report from Cadiz on the Freedom Flotilla. And today I'm joined by Manal Tamimi, a human rights defender from the village of Nabi Saleh in the West Bank, also the aunt of Ahed Tamimi, who's currently incarcerated by the Israeli military. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for making this interview to show the world solidarity with Palestine.
So I'd like to start by talking to you about the reasons you've come here. I understand one of those reasons is to show solidarity with the Freedom Flotilla. You know, I think everybody anticipates, based on prior history, that the flotilla will not make it to Gaza and that it will be intercepted by Israeli authorities, probably in international waters. Some would say that in light of that inevitability, the flotilla's mission is futile. How would you respond to that criticism?
I think anyway that could put a spot on the Palestinian suffering, especially people in Gaza. It could be very useful for our cause. We know definitely that the Israeli gonna stop this flotilla. I hope that it will be the first one to reach Gaza and be able to break the blockade. But through our experience, we know that the Israeli authority won't let this happen. So it's very important for us as Palestinians to see the solidarity worldwide with us, and this is show that we're not alone. Yesterday when we came and we saw the solidarity, the people who's gathering to support the flotilla, the team of the flotilla, the Palestinian cause. To be honest, I was so, it was moving to see them. I know that they are supporting Palestine, but the way they were supporting Palestine, the strong emotion they have toward Palestinian, it gave a strong message for us. We are for Palestinian, and when Israeli came here, it shows that there are still people who believe in justice and in humanity, especially that there are Israeli Jew women who's on board. And also this is give a message that we all together, Palestinian and Israeli, who believe in peace, we can live. It's about occupation. It's not about religion. It's not about nationality. It's about a systematic genocide, ethnic cleansing against Palestinian, and actually against all injustice around the world. When you support Palestine, you support all the human cause.
And the Israeli passenger coordinator you're referring to is Zohar Chamberlain Regevite.
Zohar, yeah, exactly, Zohar Chamberlain.
So, you know, you obviously are aware that the world is transfixed really by the plight of Ahed Tamimi, who's been incarcerated for a substantial period of time for the quote-unquote offense of having slapped an Israeli soldier after another member of the family was brutalized by the Israeli military. What is her current status in incarceration? What can we expect is going to happen next based on your experience with the Israeli military authorities?
In the village in Nabi Saleh, when we raised our children, we raised them how to stand for their rights. And what's happened with Ahed, that actually she was standing for a right, defending her house, because the incident happened in her property, in front of her house. It's not that she went to threatening somebody's life in front of his house. So she has the right to defend herself, especially you can imagine the emotion when they told her that her classmate, her friend, they are together since they were child, that he was killed, shot and killed. It's a very difficult minute for anybody. That's why I had reacted this. By the end, they were so caring about the soldier emotion that she slapped him, and also they make it as a national case inside Israel. The settler, they began to call to punishment for the Tamimi, punishment for Ahed, that there were discussion in the government. In the time that they forget that they killed Ahed uncle, and also her aunt, she was killed in the first intifada. So they are caring about a slab, and they forget taking others' lives. So Ahed now she's in prison. She's very good, very strong. I spent some time with her and her mother in prison after they arrested me. 1 week after they been arrested, she did her last year exams in the prison, and now she's preparing to study law. She's reading a lot of books. Everybody in the prison taking care of the Palestinian prisoner. They are taking care of her, and we expect that she will be released by the middle of August. The best thing that she's sentenced by a judge. That means that they can't extend her time in prison because it's not administrative detention. She had a verdict, and they have to it's a restricted that they have to release her.
Do you think the experience of being in an Israeli jail with really no ironclad assurance of being released anytime soon, do you think that's changed her, and if so, how?
Of course, the experience of prison, it's very difficult for adults, so what about a child? And also she went through interrogation after interrogation. When I was in jail, they used to take us to the court and put her alone with the Israeli criminals and put us in another car. The way from the court to the prison, it goes from 3 in the morning until 12 at night the next day. So it's a very exhausted experience. All these things happen with that. Definitely it's gonna change her personality, but it changed it to the good or to it take her to a better way, that it's strengthen her personality, strengthen her belief that of her right, and also to see other prisoners, especially minor prisoners in prison. There are 8 Palestinian female prisoners who were shot. There are 14-year-old girl shot with 20 bullets, another one shot with 10 bullets, she's 15. And so all this experience she heard and learned from other prisoners, it will it won't break her, but it will make her like more determined that what I did, it's not a mistake. In the contrary, it will make her go on this.
Well, I want to thank you very much for joining us today, and we wish you an excellent voyage back to Palestine when your work here is done.
Thank you, and I hope that people, especially in the United States, stop accepting to be brainwashed, and they try to educate themselves, stop being ignorant, because by the end we are Palestinian, we are freedom fighters fighting for our lives, and we're not a terrorist. So I hope that they will understand this.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
And this is Dimitri Lascaris reporting from Cadiz, Spain for The Real News.